All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And as you can see from this article on Money Watch, actually, let me see if we can get some volume here.
Well, it's getting a frosty reception as CBS's Jolene Kent takes a look at the latest way companies are squeezing consumers.
Tonight, food is taking a bigger bite out of shoppers' incomes, the most in 3 decades, and be prepared to shell out more.
You'll never guess what we're doing to the Baconator.
Wendy's announced it'll start testing dynamic pricing on digital menu boards next year, a form of surge pricing like Uber and Lyft. Artificial intelligence will suggest menu items and determine whether to raise prices based on demand, location, and time. Wendy's says, for example, it might suggest a cool Frosty on a warm summer day. This will allow us to be more nimble and flexible with pricing.
Why introduce this when customers can easily just go somewhere else?
Clearly, the company is trying to find ways to boost its share price and improve its profit margins, but it could come at the expense of losing some faithful customers.
Cereal! Yeah!
Beyond the burgers, Kellogg is also under fire after its CEO suggested consumers struggling with inflation could eat cereal for dinner.
You think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable.
Backlash online was swift.
This fool making $4 million a year. You think he's feeding his kids cereal for dinner?
It's a tough sell because cereal prices have surged more than 25% compared to pre-pandemic.
Well, it rings a little bit like the French Revolution, let them eat cereal. And it does sort of not read the room very well. Families are really struggling to afford bringing food to the table to feed everyone at the table. And now they're suggesting cereal for dinner. It just seems like he's missing the point here.
What you pay for groceries continues to rise. The financial firm Moody's Analytics says that the average American right now is paying $1,200 more per year on groceries alone compared to 3 years ago. Nora? Jolene Kent, thank you so much.
Yep. I believe that's all we need to hear on that one. But yeah. I mean, this just goes to show you how much these big time corporations think about the American people. All right. It's all about money, nothing else. Okay. They're trying to squeeze every last penny out of the American consumer before they dump this whole bullshit economy on the American public. Right. They see in this video, Wendy's is trying to be like Uber and do a price surge during lunchtime or dinner time or breakfast, probably on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays. Okay. And then you got Kellogg's doing this commercial about have cereal for dinner. As I said, this just goes to show these big time elites. They don't care about these you Americans. Like the man said, this guy makes $4 million a year. You honestly think that nigga is eating Frosted Flakes, Golden Crisp, Rice Krispies? You think he's feeding that to himself and his children for dinner? Absolutely not. They probably in the Swiss Alps enjoying some sea bass. Eating real good while folks in America barely eating. All for the dollar. This is why the scripture says, hopefully it's spelled like this. First Timothy 6 and I'm gonna have to start up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start up. First Timothy 6 and 8. It says, and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Okay, our daily bread. But we live in a day and age, as we just saw in the video, folks are struggling to get their daily bread. The price of cereal jumped up 25%. Now, I remember as a kid having cereal for dinner, but that was just like, you know, for play. You know, you asked your parents, hey, I'm in the mood for some cereal for dinner. And every blue moon, they let you do it. All right. Folks are really doing that, eating cereal for dinner. Then you got commercials advertising, hey, have some great cornflakes for dinner. It says, verse 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Why? Because as the scripture says, in this next verse, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Because back in the day, you know, when folks got a little cash and they thought they was better than everyone, adults used to say, oh, that dude's smelling himself now. Now, granted, they don't use that expression now, but you still have the same thing today. All right, you got guys who get a little bit of money and they think they doing something big. You have to remember the scripture tells us that it would help to spell defense right. Ecclesiastes, I think it's 7 and 12. And it says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, right? Because when guys get a little money, they see the type of lifestyle it provides for them. They see that, oh, well, I can get into this club, or I can go to this store. Oh, well, now all the women that really didn't necessarily talk to me before, okay, I can barely keep their clothes on their body for 1 minute, man. They ready to have my baby. You get invited to all the big social parties. Everybody want to be around you and be your buddy. All right. People get very much beside themselves once they start acquiring money. And this is why in that 1 Timothy 6 and 9, it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. And one of the lusts that we have here in this modern day and age is the fact that these elites have corrupted themselves. They have made themselves greedy for gain, so much to the point that it's destroyed themselves. What the hell is this? So much to the point, that was so random, so much to the point that not only are they destroying themselves, but they're destroying the people, the common everyday people. These guys are, as Ric Flair would say, high flying, jet setting all across the world, with the business that they're using to exploit every single last effort and dime out of. All because of what? We want money. It's all about the bottom line. It's all about satisfying the board of directors, the shareholders. Some CFO or CEO, for making new profits this year, he's going to get a $5 million bonus. And another $5 million bonus next year to hopefully incentivize him for making more money for the company, for the board of directors, for the shareholders. What a world we live in. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.